U. A. E. I. O.
Nonsense. You hear much better in the dark.
A. E. I. O. U. A. E.
Mr. Higgins, are you there?
Yes, Mrs. Pierce?
U.
A young woman is here to see you, sir.
A young woman?
I.
What does she want?
U.
Has she an interesting accent?
Oh, something dreadful, sir.
We better have her in. Show her in, Mrs. Pierce.
Very well, sir. It's for you to say.
Well, this is rather a bit of luck. I'll show you how I make records. We'll set her talking, and I'll take her down in Bell's visible speech, and then in broad Romic, and then we'll get her on the phonograph so that you can turn her on whenever you'd like with the written transcript before you.
This is the young woman, sir.
Oh, no. No, this is the girl I jotted down last night. She's no use to me. I have all the records I want of the Listen Grove lingo, and I'm not going to waste another cylinder on it. Be off with you, I don't want you.
Oh, don't you be so saucy. You ain't know what I come for yet. Did you tell him I come in a taxi?
Nonsense, girl. What do you think a gentleman like Mr. Higgins cares what you came in?
Oh, we all proud. Well, he ain't about giving lessons, not him. I heard him say so. Well, he ain't come here to ask for any compliment, and if my money's not good enough, I can go elsewhere.
Good enough for what?
Good enough for you. Now you know, don't you? I come to have lessons, I have. And to pay for them, too, make no mistake.
Well, what do you expect me to say?
If you was a gentleman, you might ask me to sit down, I think. Don't I tell you I'm bringing you business?
Pickering, shall we ask this baggage to sit down, or shall we throw her out the window?
Oh, I'll be called a baggage when I'm offered to pay like any lady.
But what is it you want?
I want to be a lady in a flower shop, instead of selling flowers at the corner of Tottenham Court Road. But they won't take me unless I can talk more genteel. He said he could teach me. Well, here I am, ready to pay, not asking any favor, and he treats me as if I was that. I know what lessons cost, and I'm ready to pay.
How much?
Now you're talking. I thought you'd come off it when you saw a chance of getting back a bit of what you took to me last night. You had to drop in, hadn't you?
Sit down.
Oh, if you're gonna make a compliment of it.
Sit down!
What is your name?
Eliza Doolittle.
Won't you sit down, Miss Doolittle?
Oh, I don't mind if I do.
How much do you propose to pay me for the lessons?
Oh, I know what's right. A lady friend of mine gets French lessons for 18 pence an hour from a real French gentleman. Well, you wouldn't have the face to ask me the same for teaching me my own language as you would for French, so I won't give more than a shilling. Take it or leave it.
You know, Pickering, if you consider a shilling not as a simple shilling, but as a percentage of this girl's income, why, it's the equivalent of 60 or 70 pounds from a millionaire. By George, it's the biggest offer I've ever had.
60 pounds? What are you talking about? I never
Hold your
offered-
tongue!
But I ain't got 60 pounds!
Don't cry, silly girl. Sit down. No one is going to touch you, honey.
Somebody is going to touch you with a broomstick if you don't stop sniveling. Now sit down and be quiet.
Thank you was my father!
If I decide to teach you, I will be worse than two fathers to you. Here,
What's this for?
to wipe your eyes. To wipe any part of your face that feels moist.
Higgins, I'm interested. What about your boast that you could put her off as a duchess at the embassy ball? I'll say you're the greatest teacher alive if you can make that good. I'll bet all the expenses of the experiment you can't do it. And I'll even pay for the lessons.
Oh, you're real good. Thank you, Captain.
It's almost irresistible. She's so deliciously low. So horribly dirty.
No, I ain't dirty. I washed my face and hands before I come, I did.
I'll take it. I'll make a duchess of this draggle-tailed guttersnipe.
Ow!
I'll start today. Now, this moment. Take her away, Mrs. Pierce, and clean her. Sandpaper if it won't come off any other way. Is there a good fire in the kitchen?
Yes, but...
Take all her clothes off and burn them. Ring up and order some new ones, and you can wrap her up in brown paper till they arrive.
Oh, no, gentlemen, you'll not talk of such things. I'm a good girl, and I know what the likes of you are, I do.
We want none of your slum prudery here, young lady. You have to learn to behave like a duchess. Take her away, Mrs. Pierce. She gives you any trouble, wallop her.
I'll call the police, I will!
But I've no place to put her.
Put her in the dust.
Come, Higgins, be reasonable.
You must be reasonable, Mr. Higgins. Really, you must. You can't walk over everybody like this.
I walk over everybody. My dear Mrs. Pierce, my dear Pickering, all I propose is that we should be kind to the girl. If I did not express myself clearly, well, it was because I did not wish to hurt her. To hurt her delicacy. Or yours.
But, sir, you can't take up a girl like that as if you were picking up a pebble on the beach.
And why not?
Why not? But you don't know anything about her. What about her parents? She may be married.
Garn.
There, as the girl very properly says, gone.
He married me.
By George, Eliza, the streets will be strewn with the bodies of men shooting themselves for your sake when I've finished with you.
Yeah, I'm going away. He's off his chump, he is. I don't want that balmy teaching me.
I'm mad, am I? Very well, Mrs. Pierce, you needn't order those new clothes for her. Throw her out.
Stop, Mr. Higgins. I won't allow it. Go home to your parents, girl.
I ain't got no parents.
There, she ain't got no parents. What's all the fuss about? The girl doesn't belong to anybody, and she's no use to anybody but me. Take her upstairs.
But what's to become of her? Is she to be paid anything? Oh, do be sensible, sir.
What will she want with money? She'll have her food and her clothes. She'll only drink if you give her money.
Oh, you are, brute. It's a lie. Nobody ever saw the sight of liquor on me. Oh, say, you're a gentleman. Don't let him speak to me like that.
Does it occur to you, Higgins, that the girl has some feelings?
No. No, I hardly think so. No feelings that we need bother about. Have you, Eliza?
Mr. Higgins, I must know on what terms the girl is to be here. What is to become of her when you've finished your teaching? You must look ahead a little, sir.
What is to become of her if I leave her in the gutter? Answer me that, Mrs. Pierce.
That's her own business, not yours, Mr. Higgins.
Well, when I've finished with her, we can throw her back into the gutter, so it will be her business again, and then it'll be all right.
Oh, you've now feeling all in you. You'll come to nap by yourself. Here, I've had enough of this. I'm going.
Eliza, have a chocolate.
How do I know it might be in 'em? I've heard girls being drugged by the like of you.
Pledge of good faith, Eliza. I eat one, you eat another. You shall have boxes of them, barrels of them, eh? You shall live on them.
I wouldn't have ate it. Only I'm too ladylike to take it out of me mouth.
Think of it, Eliza. Think of chocolates, and taxis, and gold, and diamonds.
No, I don't want no gold and no diamonds. I'm a good girl, are you?
Excuse me, Higgins, but I must interfere. Mrs. Pierce is quite right. If this girl is to place herself in your hands for 6 months for an experiment in teaching, she must understand thoroughly what she is doing.
Eliza. Please, Eliza. You are to stay here for the next 6 months, learning how to speak beautifully, like a lady in a shop. If you're good and do as you're told, you shall sleep in a proper bedroom and have lots to eat, and money to buy chocolates and take rides and taxis. If you're naughty and idle, you will sleep in the back kitchen among the black beetles and be walloped by Mrs. Pierce with a broomstick. At the end of the 6 months, you will go to Buckingham Palace in a carriage, beautifully dressed. If the king finds out you're not a lady, you will be taken by the police to the Tower of London, where your head will be cut off as a warning to other presumptuous flower girls. If you're not found out, you will be given a present of 7 and 6 to start life with as a lady in the shop. If you refuse this offer, you will be the most ungrateful, wicked girl, and the angels will weep for you. Now, are you satisfied, Pickering? Could I have put it more plainly or fairly, Mrs. Pierce?
Come with me, Eliza.
Thank you, Mrs. Pierce. Bundle her off to the bathroom.
You're a great bully, you are. I don't say I find out like, and I won't let nobody wallop me.
Don't answer back, girl.
If I'd have known what I was letting myself in for, I wouldn't have come up here. I've always been a
In
good
6
gentleman.
months.
What?
In
What?
3, if she has a good ear and a quick tongue, I'll take her anywhere and pass her off as anything. I'll make a queen of that barbarous wretch.
Higgins, forgive the bluntness, but if I'm to be on this business, I shall feel responsible for the girl. I hope it's understood that no advantage is to be taken of her position.
That thing? Sacred, I assure you.
Come, Higgins, this is no trifling matter. Are you a man of good character where women are concerned?
Have you ever met a man of good character where women are concerned, Pickering?
Why, yes, very frequently.
Well, I haven't. I find that the moment I let a woman make friends with me, she becomes jealous, exacting, suspicious, and a damned nuisance. I find that the moment I let myself make friends with a woman, I become selfish and tyrannical. So here I am, a confirmed old bachelor and likely to remain so. After all, Pickering, I'm an ordinary man who desires nothing more than just the ordinary chance to live exactly as he likes and do precisely what he wants. An average man am I, of no eccentric whim, who wants to live his life free of strife, doing whatever he thinks is best for him. Just an ordinary man. But let a woman in your life, and your serenity is through. She'll redecorate your home from the cellar to the dome, then get on to the enthralling fun of overhauling you. Oh, let a woman in your life, and you're up against a wall. Make a plan and you will find she has something else in mind. So rather than do either, you do something else that neither likes at all. You want to talk of Keats or Milton? She only wants to talk of love. You go to see a play or ballet and spend it searching for her glove. Oh, that's a woman in your life. And you invite eternal strife. Let them buy their wedding bands for those anxious little hands. I'd be equally as willing for a dentist to be drilling than to ever let a woman in my life. I'm a quiet living man who prefers to spend his evenings in the silence of his room, who likes an atmosphere as restful as an undiscovered tomb. A pensive man am I, of philosophic joys, who likes to meditate, contemplate, free from humanity's mad, inhuman noise. Just a quiet living man. But let a woman in your life, and your sabbatical is through. In a line that never ends comes an army of her friends, come to jabber and to chatter and to tell her what the matter is with you. She'll have a booming, boisterous family who will descend on you in mass. She'll have a large, Wagnerian mother with a voice that shatters glass. Oh, let a woman in your life. Let a woman in your life. Let a woman in your life. I shall never let a woman in my life.